Hi everyone, this is Noralyn Silongan, and this is how I dissect the frog in my improvised way. But before that, let me introduce to you my groupmate who helped me do this process. Meet me in my groupmate. These are the materials that I use when making this frog dissection. First is face shield, second is gloves, third is surgical mask. And for dissection, I have here surgical blade, and another blade and puller, also Gillette blade, set of pins, set of push pins, heat absorbing foam, scissors, and most importantly the frog specimen. First step, pitting procedure. First, pit the spinal cord with a fitting needle. For improvised, I use push pins instead of pitting needle. Pitting greatly reduces the incidence and intensity of muscle contraction during dissection, thus simplifying the dissection and paralyze the frog. It also destroys the brain and is relatively painless to the frog, and what I did was that I pursed the frog using the push pin. Next is that I lay the frog and pin its hand and feet using pins to secure them in the heat absorbing foam. We can now observe the external anatomy of the frog. Here there is head, trunk, front leg, and hind leg. Head here is that I did not open that, but I'm pretty sure it contains his brain. And here in the trunk, this area is soft and may bulge, indicating the presence of internal organs. And the front leg and hind leg, it provides body support during sitting or walking, or the absorption of impact forces during landing. So here are my ways of dissecting a frog. First is that I place the frog in a dissecting area with its belly facing up. Then I use the puller to lift the abdominal muscle away from the body. Then I cut it along the midline of the body to the forelimbs using the surgery blade. And also I make transverse cut near the arms and legs using the surgery blade. After that, then I use puller to lift the skin of the frog between the hind leg and make a small incision using surgical blade. I continue to cut along the midline of the body of the forelimbs, and I carefully cut the skin only. Then I made a transverse cut just below the arms. Same with the legs. I made a transverse cut in the legs part. By pulling this up, I use surgical blade to carefully segregate the skin to muscle. Same goes with the other side of the skin. And I just pull the skin and pin them. I repeat the procedure, but this time I am more focused on the muzzle area. Carefully doing this to prevent the internal organ of the frog from damaging. So these observations help me understand the anatomy and physiology of frogs, providing insight into their feeding, sensory, and reproductive system. When examining the dorsal and ventral side of a frog during dissection, I can observe that the skin on the dorsal side is typically darker and may have spots or other patterns. It is smooth and moist and aiding in respiration and camouflage. Mine was like a scale of the snake. When it comes to eyes, the large protruding eyes are prominent features, providing a wide field of vision, and for the tympanic membranes located behind the eyes, this circular structure function as eardrums. Furthermore, forelimbs and hind limbs. The limbs here are visible from the dorsal side, with the powerful hind limbs adapted for jumping and swimming. On the other hand, the vertebral column can be felt through the skin, giving the structural support. And on the ventral side, the belly, the skin on the ventral side is generally lighter in a color or lighter in color and also smooth and moist. And the area around the throat may appear lighter and can be seen moving when the frog breathes. This area is soft and may bulge, indicating the presence of internal organs in his abdomen. And for the limbs, the underside of the limb can be examined, showing the webbed feet that aid in swimming. And for the cloaca, The ventral side includes the cloacal opening located near the base of the hind limbs, which serve as the exit for the digestive, urinary, and reproductive tracts. So, this observation of the dorsal and ventral side provides a comprehensive understanding of the external anatomy of the frog. Internal organs and their functions. Step 5. Internal anatomy. After opening the internal organs of the frog, I remove each part and identify them and their functions. The first that I removed was the liver, and liver here, it has 3 lobes, and this is the biggest organ in the frog's body. It's brownish in color, and the liver processes nutrients, detoxifies harmful substances, and produces bile for digestion. It is also essential for metabolism. Next is the stomach. This organ digests food and absorbs nutrients, providing energy necessary for growth, reproduction, and daily activities. Next is the heart. Heart here has triangular shape, and the heart pumps blood throughout the body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to tissue and removing waste products. vital for maintaining metabolism. And for lungs, frogs have lungs here for breathing air, especially when active or out of water, supplementing cutaneous respiration. And then we have spleen here, organs in the frog's circulatory system that makes, stores, and destroys blood cells. And for the cloaca, organs through which the product of the frog's digestive and or urogenital system pass when discharged from the body. Just like humans, the large intestine in frogs also stores the undigested food. It performs the function of absorbing water from the food residue, and the solid waste moved towards the cloaca, water or liquid waste moved to the urinary bladder. Next here is fat bodies. It is like a yellow finger, but fat bodies here helps to insulate the body from the cold and are also used to provide nutrition during mating and hibernation. So by performing these vital functions, each organ contributes to the frog's ability to find food, escape predators, reproduce, and maintain internal balance, ensuring the frog's survival in its environment. Small intestine, which is twice the size of the frog itself, normally and responsible for the absorption of the nutrients and digestion of the food. The length of the small intestine helps in provide enough time to absorb all the nutrients through the wall linings to blood. So the liver here plays an important part of the digestion process of a frog, and it produces the liquid that breaks down the food that a frog eats. The gallbladder is where this liquid is stored, and the kidneys are where the frog's blood gets clean.